So good morning students, welcome back to academics. I hope all you are safe being in the home. In this video I am going to explain about the introduction about the microprocessor and microcontroller. And the microprocessor and microcontroller has been using in various fields in the field of engineering, so that we have to give the more focus, we have to put the more focus on the subject called microprocessor and microcontroller. Initially I am going with the first one, that is microprocessor. After that we will see the microcontroller, then we will see the difference between the microprocessor and microcontroller. After that, after studying the microprocessor and microcontroller, what you can gain I will explain, and I will give some overview of the 5 units also. First I am going with the microprocessor. Microprocessor is a multi-purpose programmable logic device. All you are aware of the PLD. PLD stands for programmable logic device. That means it is an integrated circuit which can perform the function according to the program. So here microprocessor is also the multi-purpose PLD, that is programmable logic device. It reads the instructions, from the external memory, and it process it accept the binary data, and it process that binary data based on the instructions, and finally it delivers the output. This is the functionality of the microprocessor. I am going with the same definition again. Microprocessor is a multi-purpose programmable logic device which reads the binary instruction from the external storage device, that may be memory, and which accept the binary data from the input source, and based on the given instructions that binary data can be processed, and based on the processing that output will be generated. This is the definition of the microprocessor. So in general microprocessor is nothing but it is a CPU. CPU stands for central processing unit. Then in which we can have the 3 types of three blocks. One is ALU, another one is control unit, another one is the registers. So as I told that a microprocessor is nothing but the CPU, that means the complete central processing unit will be available in the form of an integrated circuit. So that microprocessor is also named as CPU on a chip. Microprocessor is also named as CPU on chip. So that in short form we can call microprocessor is mu. Mu stands for a micro and P stands for processor. So nowadays microprocessor has been fabricating using the various technologies like VLSI, very large scale integration, and ULSI, ultra large scale integration. By using these 2 techniques nowadays the microprocessors has been fabricating. So as we told, the microprocessor is nothing but the central processing unit, that whatever the central processing unit will do the function, that same function will be carried by the microprocessor. If you see the functions of central processing unit, it is nothing but it is the brain of a computer. So if you assume the brain of a human body, whatever the instructions the brain will give to the remaining parts of the body, and that parts will do the functions of that particular instructions. So that the similar way the microprocessor is nothing but the brain of the computer, so that whatever the instructions the processor will give, that according to that one the microprocessor will perform the function. So here there is whatever the CPU perform the function, that same function carried by the microprocessor, that CPU execute the instructions, and CPU will control the data flow between the processor and input output devices. So microprocessor doesn't contain any memory. Microprocessor doesn't contain any input output devices, so that the microprocessor standalone cannot make any function. Microprocessor will perform the function if the designer adds some input output devices to the processor, then only it makes the function. So that my point is clear that the microprocessor standalone cannot make any function. So as we told, that is microprocessor is nothing but a CPU, and the CPU will have the three main blocks. First one is called ALU, arithmetic logic unit. That means what? This can perform some arithmetic operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, like that. And not only arithmetic operations, this ALU performs some logical operations also. Logical operations includes AND operation, OR operation, that inversion operation, that XOR operation also. The second block in the CPU is nothing but it is the control unit, which controls the data between the processor and input output devices. The last one is about the register. The register is nothing but register which are mainly used to store the data or instructions which are required to perform the specific functions. So this microprocessor has the various features. That means that microprocessor is available in very small size, and we can have in a low price and lower power consumption, higher computing capacity, so that by using all these features we can make use the microprocessor in various fields. Microprocessors can be used in checking of some products in automatically, and microprocessor is used to control the speed of the motor. Microprocessor can be used in some military applications. Microprocessors can be used in communication system. Microprocessors can be used in some instrumentation system. So that microprocessor has very wide application due to its features, so that we have to focus more on the microprocessor. Now I am moving towards the another important thing, that is microcontroller. Microcontroller, that means what? It is micro, that means it is small in size, and controller, that means it is going to control some devices which are interfaced with the controller. So that I am going with the definition of the microcontroller. Microcontroller is considered as a microcomputer only. Microcontroller is nothing but it is a microcontroller which has the CPU and memory and input output ports and some serial IO ports and parallel IO ports and some counters. All these were integrated in a single chip, that is called microcontroller. So that we can call computer on a chip is called microcontroller. Whereas microprocessor is nothing but it is a CPU on chip, whereas microcontroller is nothing but it is a computer on a chip is called microcontroller. So nowadays we have been getting the various versions of microprocessor with the wide range of capabilities, and in market we have been having the various companies like Atmega microcontrollers, Fairchild microcontroller. That means like that we are having the many companies which are fabricating the microcontrollers. So microcontroller will control some specific devices. That means what? That requires to have the relation between the input and output. So that here the microcontroller is nothing but it is a microcomputer, will have all the things, all the things like input output ports, memory, then serial input output parallel input output ports, and the counters. All these will have on a single chip, that is called microcontroller. And microcontroller mainly used in home appliances and some industrial appliances, we can make use the microcontrollers, whereas the microprocessor can be used in the military applications, some automation, we can make use the microprocessor. Here I am going with some difference between the microprocessor and microcontroller. Yes, now we will discuss the comparison or difference between the microprocessor and microcontroller. And as we told, that is microprocessor is nothing but it is a CPU on a chip, whereas a microcontroller is nothing but it is a computer on a chip. And so that we can call microprocessor is CPU on a chip, whereas microcontroller is nothing but computer on a chip. So here we are having microprocessor can be used in desktop, some supercomputers, some gaming, we can make use the microprocessor, whereas in microcontroller some automation, some washing machine, coffee machines and printers and the fax machines, we can make use the microcontrollers. And here in microprocessor, that there is no relation between the input and output, whereas in the microcontroller we should have the relation between the input and output. Based on that relation only, controller is going to control the devices which are interfaced with the microcontroller. Then here in case of microprocessor, clock speed is about some gigahertz, whereas in the microcontroller the clock speed is limited to some megahertz only. By having the gigahertz of clock speed, we can complete the more tasks in 1 second, whereas in having the less clock speed, we can have the processing is somewhat low compared to the microprocessor. So cost of the microprocessor is high compared to the cost of the microcontroller, and whereas here microprocessor offers very flexible of designing, and whereas microcontroller is somewhat complex than the microprocessor, because the controller itself, it is having the all the peripherals, that is input output ports or serial ports or parallel ports, and some counters, some memory, RAM and ROM, all are included in one chip only, so that one integrated circuit, so that somewhat so that the microcontroller offers the some complexity than the microprocessors. And here in complete microprocessor and microcontroller subject, we are having the complete 5 units. First unit deals with the introduction about the microprocessor. Here we are going to discuss the complete architecture of microprocessor, that is 8086 microprocessor we will discuss. After that we will discuss some direct assembler directives we can discuss in the complete first unit. And not only assembler directives, we can discuss that timing functions, timing diagrams of the 8086 we can discuss in the first unit. After completion of first unit, the student able to know the architecture of the microprocessor. The second unit we will discuss that addressing modes of the microprocessor. That means what? Addressing modes means after writing the instructions, the instruction has to go to some address, and such that it has to take the help of those addressing modes, and it has to complete the task. So that the second unit completely deals about the addressing modes of the microprocessor, that is 8086. After that, the applications of 8086 microprocessor we can discuss, that is in the third unit. That means what? Interfacing of IO device with the 8086 we can completely discuss, that is in the third unit. Third unit is nothing but real-time applications of microprocessor, and by taking some devices, by interfacing the devices with the microprocessor, we can have we can study the functionality of that devices, how the data has been processed between the processor and that complete interface device we will discuss in the third unit. And fourth unit is nothing but it is the introduction about the microcontroller. As we said, the microcontroller is nothing but it is a microcomputer, and whatever the computer will perform the function, that will completely carried by the single chip only, that is called microcontroller. And the complete fourth unit we are going to discuss about the architecture, timing diagram, addressing modes of microprocessor. If you are microcontroller, if you are good at the architecture of the microprocessor, timing diagrams of microprocessor, and the addressing modes of microprocessor, that is very simple to analyze the microcontroller. Here we are going to discuss the microcontroller, that is 8051 microcontroller. And the last unit we are going to discuss about the real-time applications of microcontroller, that is 8051. By interfacing the 8051 with the some hardware, how we are going to control that hardware by using the microcontroller. We are going to discuss complete all these things in the fifth unit. So that first unit is about the architecture and introduction of microprocessor. Second unit is addressing modes of the microprocessor. Third unit is real-time applications of microprocessor, and the fourth unit is introduction about the microcontroller, that is 8051. Last unit is real-time applications of 8051, that is interfacing of 8051 with some external devices. we are going to discuss, and the main objective course outcomes of this particular microprocessor and microcontroller is, after studying this one, after studying this subject, student can able to know the architecture of 8086 and 8051. 8086 is a microprocessor, whereas 8051 is a microcontroller. And second objective, student can able to know that then student can be perfect in the addressing modes of 8086 and the 8051. And third thing, then by using the microprocessor and microcontroller, student can able to design some real-time applications using the microprocessor and microcontroller. To study this particular subject, and the main textbooks are Advanced Microprocessors and Peripherals by A.K. Roy and K.M. Bulchand. And the another important textbook for this complete course, that is microprocessor and interfacing, that is D.V. Hall. So that then I'm going to conclude this session with the revising of all these topics. First one is microprocessor. Microprocessor is nothing but it is a multi-purpose programmable logic device. It is one of the PLD. It can be used for a multi-purpose, which reads the instructions from the memory. That memory is there outside of the microprocessor, which reads the binary instructions from the memory and accept the binary data and process that data based on that instructions, and finally it delivers the output. By using the microprocessor, we can have the wide applications in the various fields like communication, military application, some automation. We can have the variety of applications. So microprocessor is also named as simple CPU, and microprocessor is also named as processor. All these three names remain same only: microprocessor and the CPU, central processing unit, and the next one is processor. All these three remains same only, and the microprocessor standalone cannot make any function because the microprocessor doesn't have any memory, it doesn't have some input output devices, it doesn't have any counter, so that standalone it cannot make the function. The microprocessor has the three blocks. First one is ALU, which performs some arithmetic and logical functions, and the next one is control, which controls the data between the processor and the interface device, and the next one is registers, which are used to store the data and the instruction. This is about the microprocessor. Microcontroller is nothing new. It can be considered as a microcomputer, and computer, we know that computer consists of the memory, that may be RAM and ROM, and it can consist of input output port, it can consist of serial input output port, parallel input output port, some counters. All these were integrated in a single chip, that is called microcontroller, and the microcontroller offers the more multifunctional pins compared to the microprocessor, so that microcontroller also can be used for various applications. In real-time applications, we can find the more real-time applications by using the microcontrollers. So that the finally microprocessor is nothing but CPU on chip, whereas microcontroller is nothing but it is a computer on chip. And the microcontroller can be used in the washing machines, automation, some printers, fax machines, whereas a microprocessor can be used in desktops and supercomputer, laptops, notepads, mobiles, music players, and the microprocessor can be used. So in coming class, we will start the actual syllabus of microprocessor and microcontroller. Thank you. Thank you.